We are recording now, my chess friends, a new short lesson using the AimChess platform and archive. And this one is a very practical session today because it guides us very efficiently onto how can we take advantage of the opponent's weaknesses during their development stage or after they developed the minor pieces. Everyone has secured the king, and then you may wonder yourself in many circumstances, oh, what do I do? And on many circumstances, the only stuff you need to do in order to win is just to identify your opponent's weaknesses and just exploit them. Go for the weakness, and you're going to win. So let's look at a few examples together, my chess friends. So in this position here, you probably noticed there is a pin. Bishop on h4 pins the knight, right? Well, there's no point now to move the bishop and take the knight on f6 because the queen is going to take back, and it's just, I'm not sure exactly what you have achieved. But in this particular position, after they played rook f to e8, which in itself is not a bad idea, but actually they lost sight of a small little tactic which would worsen the condition for black here, namely pressure on the pin piece. Okay, you're adding more pressure. You're putting PP on the PP, how they say on chesskid.com. So you're going to play now something like, boom, knight e4. Wow, the knight is being attacked already, and the other, our knight that's been just developed now pressurizes the knight. So that's already bad. And if you say, yeah, but I got a pawn that looks after that guy, you may have a pawn. But actually, when you capture, obviously, queen can't take back because you're going to take it. And when they take with the pawn, you definitely in a huge advantage. And actually, it's more than just rowing in the pawn structure defending the black king. It's a bit more to this. It's actually a checkmate threat that you just generate immediately with queen h5. And frankly, black is such a deep trouble here. I cannot have or recommend any moves to continue beyond this point. Probably black should just simply resign here. So that's how you step by step try and take advantage of your opponent's missteps in the early stages of the game. Okay, let's have a look now at this position here, guys. Try to give it a few seconds and try and identify any weakness, and then let's see if we can work out a way to be playing together here, guys. What to do? Now, queen to d3 and the bishop on c2. You just make a queen lift because you realize there's not too many defenders and the knight on f6 had been traded already. So now with queen to d3 and bishop on c2, you have formed a battery. And this is serious problematic, because if they think about playing something like, say, g6, then the other guy is hanging. And actually, it's getting worse and worse and worse. And this is seriously problematic. And if you say, yeah, but we're going to do f5, yeah, but they generated another weakness. And the other weakness is the e6, which you would be able to take advantage. Okay, with this kind of simple move, yet highly efficient. So on many occasions, guys, all you have to do is just identify, had my opponent played something that I can take advantage of or exploit their weakness, and you would find that it happens indeed. That's how you are closer to winning a game of chess. There's always this kind of missteps, and your correct interpretation and using them, and then you're going to win. Okay, let's have a look at this situation here. What can we possibly do here to increase the attack? Maybe just take advantage of some of the stuff that they have generated, what weakness they've generated. And when we do a move like knight to g5, you actually notice here that the queen and the knight already eyeing h7. Obviously, you can't take on h7 because there is a knight and there is a king. But actually, if this guy didn't exist, mind you, guys, you've got a bishop on f6. If this guy didn't exist, you actually would be able to checkmate the black king. So with this kind of little pressure added, you're going to get in a much better position. And that one just weakens it even more. This knight is defended once, and it is attacked once by the bishop. But luckily, with the move like queen c3, you already exert tremendous pressure on the dark square, which had been weakened by the move g6, which is a weakening move. Okay, so that's a problem for them now. And this guy is sort of like hanging, and there are all sorts of ideas that will be coming into play. And they already got a big trouble here. Whatever they play, the dark squares are weakened, and your position is definitely better. Let's go with a couple of more exercises. And this exercise now resembles, if you remember, guys, the first one we did, in which we already got a pin. We already got a pin here in like double layer, because the knight is pinned, the queen would be attacked, and the rook behind them. And now you take advantage, attacking with tempo. Wow, knight to d4. You attack the queen, you attack the knight. And now you're going to make it a mess, and obviously you're going to have a better position. Now, have a look, guys. The bishop attacks on the right, attacks on the left-hand side, and you've got the rook. Can you envisage a way for you to attack two weaknesses at the same time? Because now it's the principle of two weaknesses. You're going to do a move, and you're going to attack h7 and c6 at the same time, simultaneously. You're going to do something. And if you just think about the beautiful queen here, that will get incredibly effective along the b1 h7 diagonal, and supporting the knight to kind of like triple attacking on c6. And after queen c2, really, again, I do not have good moves for black here, because something's going to be dropping, and whatever happens, very bad for your opponent. Let's try another one. That one, maybe it's a bit simpler now. Obviously, black chose to develop because they want a castle, they want to get the pieces in the game, etc. But now you can make another type of very subtle attack, which is, for instance, just think about this bishop moving here. And you might say, yeah, but what if they take my bishop? Actually, this is a trick, because you already got a battery in place that would be checkmating the king on e7, removing that bishop. So when you do this, actually, they can't really touch your guy. And you might say, yeah, but what if they castle or they do something else? Indeed, but then you are attacking actually the bishop like 3 times, and they defending it once. And every single pawn, my chess friends, matters absolutely. So now they will be doing, what, castles or something? Yeah, but now you're going to take your guy, and when they take, you take again. And when they take, you take again. And by taking again, you're already attacking now the bishop. And what's not to like about? Okay, you're already sort of winning here. You're just required to play carefully. Don't blunder more than your opponent, or don't blunder at all, and you should be able to winning this game. Okay, let's have a look at another position here. You already have a bishop. Always remember, especially if there is no knight on f3, you might be able to take big advantage of the dark squares. For instance, like in our position now, get the queen on the battery with the bishop, simply, efficiently threatening checkmate. So now you're going to do something like queen to d6, and now look at this, guys. Very difficult for white. And whatever they play, they're going to be further weakening the king's fortress. Okay. And if you tell me, yeah, but what if they do f2 to f4? Remember, en passant, then bang, you're going to play with this pawn, taking en passant. And you're going to be revealing the other bishop's diagonal, light square diagonal. And indeed, you are crushing it, because after f4 and you take en passant, not just that you remove the black pawn here, but you also attack this guy. And it's an absolute mess. There is no reasonable defense here, because even if they play g3, oops, the other guy is hanging, so to speak. So you are supposed to be winning here. Okay, so these little advantages, guys, will be winning your games. Okay, let's have a look at this position here, and what are we meant to be doing? Can we make any sort of pressure? Can we attack? So I'm thinking now, is this thing going to be working? Because it looks like if I play knight to d4, I think I'm attacking on e6 like what, 3 times again? And if they move the bishop, I might be able to take the other bishop, because I already got a battery along this line. Let's try see if it works. Yes, it does work indeed. We're attacking the bishop. If the bishop moves, we're going to take on e7. Even if they do this, don't panic. You already got a battery in place. And practically, you're making a huge mess here, and you should be coming up with at least a pawn. An incredibly strong attack. So guys, I hope that's useful. Follow this YouTube channel and my other social, including the Twitch, because I'm streaming live on Twitch and YouTube alternatively. And we're going to meet up and play more stuff together, analyze our games, or just doing puzzles and all sorts of chess-wise topics. Thank you for watching the video, guys. and I'll see you on the next chess topic.